We have some new policies from Facebook on what they consider to be original versus non-original content. And this is really important if you are a content creator on Facebook, because you really want to know what to do and what not to do if you want to stay monetized, especially now that the new content monetization program is being rolled out to pretty much everyone on August 31st, 2025. And right now, you need to know the rules. You need to know what to do when it comes to posting content and what type of content you should be avoiding if you want to stay monetized and not be able to make any money from your page. So we're going to go over this announcement together. I'm going to break it down for you and give you my thoughts, since I've been working with a lot of content creators over the past couple of years, specifically Facebook creators who are making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to even $100,000 per month from their Facebook page. So I've seen it all in every single niche that you can imagine. I've seen successful creators being able to really scale their revenue on Facebook. So when it comes to new policies, you got to really dive deep into what these changes are and what they mean, so you're not risking basically being demonetized over the next 3 months because you didn't know about these policies. The first thing is that they're taking down a lot of the Facebook pages and profiles that are basically stealing content, and they have taken down hundreds of thousands of accounts essentially that are grabbing videos and content from other Facebook pages and also other sources and just re-uploading that content on Facebook. This is what I've been telling you guys for years now. You don't want to take the same exact videos you're posting on other sources like YouTube or any other social media place and just re-upload those videos on Facebook. This is a big no-no. I've been telling my clients and a lot of creators that you really need to make sure that you are re-editing and just transforming that content only for your Facebook page. And this is one of the main things that is going to keep you safe, because just taking the content from YouTube and re-uploading that to Facebook has a lot of risk. So let's talk about what Facebook considers to be unoriginal content. And in the eyes of Facebook, unoriginal content reuses or repurposes another creator's content repeatedly without crediting them, taking advantage of their creativity and hard work. Basically, taking someone else's video or content, and they even specify that this doesn't just mean video. This could be basically anything, like a photo, even text, just grabbing someone else's content and just re-uploading to your page. This is a big no-no, and you can get demonetized, and at the same time you can get your reach slashed in half. And by the way, if you're struggling with reach, if you want to increase your reach for your Facebook page, I just released the Facebook viral formula. This is a specific strategy that I've taught my own clients on how they can take their Facebook reach to that next level. So if you're struggling to get more views on your videos, if you're struggling to get more reach for your page organically, and you want to see a simple strategy that you can apply within 7 days to start getting more reach and get the algorithm to promote your content again, check out the link in the description below. Now, let me be clear about this. They're not saying that you can't use other people's content. You have to make sure you understand how to use other people's content properly. So if you're creating reaction content, for example, you can monetize that type of content. And they specifically say, we love it when creators reshare content, add commentary in reaction video, or join in a trend by adding their unique take. So that means you can definitely use other people's videos by adding your take, like a voiceover, commentary, your reaction. It has to feel like it's a new video, not just taking someone else's video and just re-uploading on Facebook. That is what's considered to be unoriginal content. So now accounts that actually do this will have a link, as you can see from the screenshot, that links to the original owner of that video if the Facebook system detects that this video belongs to someone else. So this is definitely good news, because your content is now better protected inside of Facebook. So if you've been creating content, original content, 100% that you own for your Facebook page, and someone decides to just steal your content, your videos, and re-upload that video on their Facebook page, now that content can be linked and traced back to your Facebook page, which means essentially that anyone can just click on there and it'll take them to the original video. Now, this is what Facebook considers to be the best practices to maximize your content potential. They want you to post original content. Pages and profiles receive the greatest distribution when they consist primarily of original content that you filmed or created. You can share the same content across any of your pages and profiles. So basically they're saying as long as you make your own content, you can essentially use that content across your profile and other Facebook pages as long as you own that content and you own those Facebook pages. Now, I don't recommend you actually use the same videos across multiple Facebook pages, even though they're saying this is okay. Sometimes the system makes mistakes, and a lot of creators know this. There's a lot of bugs inside of Facebook that they can basically categorize your own videos, even if they look original, as unoriginal. So you definitely want to stay safe, and the best way is to make sure that every single piece of content you create for your page is 100% unique to that page. If you want to reuse that content in another page, you can make tweaks and edits to that content so it's slightly different. Talking about meaningful enhancements, this basically means that you can definitely use third-party footage. However, you can use content you're approved to use from other sources as long as you make it your own through creative editing, voiceover, or commentary. These enhancements must be meaningful. Simply stitching together clips or adding your watermark does not qualify as meaningful enhancement. And this I've seen a lot on Facebook. People basically taking a video from YouTube and just adding a big title on the video and just re-uploading that video, or adding some, unique special effects and sounds, which is very lazy. And basically they think that this now qualifies as original content, and then they reach out to me on Instagram saying, hey Lester, I don't know why I got demonetized, my videos are all original. And then you see the videos and it's one of the laziest editing that I've seen for videos, and you can tell that the videos are not original. So if you really want to make money from your content on Facebook, it has to be original. And original meaning that if you create content on YouTube, for example, if you make videos on YouTube, the videos, even though you have the same videos, they have to look different for your Facebook page. Even though it's the same video, the editing, the style, the format, the size of the video, all of that plays a role on how that video looks for Facebook. Now, I want to highlight a couple points within the best practices, and one of them is the watermarks. They say that you need to avoid using visible third-party watermarks and content that is visible recycled from other apps or sources. They're clearly talking about TikTok here. They don't want to see any TikTok videos with the TikTok watermark being re-uploaded on Facebook or Instagram. So if you're doing that, you need to stop doing that right away, because those videos eventually will either get demonetized or essentially they're not going to get as much reach as your other posts. And lastly, one of the main points that they have is using high quality captions. And I've been telling you guys for years that you shouldn't be posting links on your captions or description. You don't want to use 25 different hashtags on your descriptions, because this basically limits your reach. This used to work, 5 years ago. This no longer works. You want to keep your captions relevant to the video or post you're posting on Facebook, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that people engage with the content, and so the caption and description has to be relevant to that content. Now, when you upload content on Facebook, they're now going to have some additional basically pointers or additional tips that you can apply for your post, so you can understand what you're doing right and wrong. And I think this is really helpful for people to understand how they should be creating and posting content on Facebook. As you can see, they provide an example image here on what this person did right for this specific video and what they should stop doing for their posts so that they get more reach for their posts. Now, something that I like that they introduced in this announcement is the ability to see whether your page is at risk of being demonetized or not being recommended before it actually does. I think this is a game changer, because before you would get demonetized with no notice. You would get basically no heads up from Facebook saying, hey, you got to fix this before you get demonetized. Now we actually get to see this. We actually get to see whether our page has any issues that need to be fixed in order to avoid being demonetized. So definitely look inside of your support option. As you can see, they have a screenshot here showing that you can go to your support option, and then you can see whether your profile or Facebook page is at risk of being demonetized or not being recommended. And again, if you are struggling with your content being recommended by the Facebook algorithm, you're not reaching enough people, even though you have, let's say, 10,000 or 50,000 followers or more, or even if you have a brand new Facebook page and you want to learn exactly how you can take your reach to the next level by implementing our Facebook viral formula, make sure you click the link in the description below for more information. Now, last but not least, one of the things that they added is that now you can actually fix your demonetization issues. They give you the chance to not only appeal a demonetization problem with your page, And by fixing it, by going through a specific set of steps that you need to follow, which means that you can fix it yourself, or you can actually appeal and submit it for a review in order to gain monetization back for your page. So this is definitely a game changer, because at the end of the day, we've been struggling with reaching out to Facebook, trying to fix Facebook pages and demonetization issues, and it becomes a hassle to try to reach out to Meta and Facebook and get someone to actually review our content. But this time, just like you can do on YouTube, you can now go through specific steps that can help you remove specific violations from your page, specifically regarding to unoriginal content. So if you've been struggling with unoriginal content violation, eventually you will have the option to go through a specific set of steps in order to fix it and remove this violation yourself without having to go through the appeal process. So these are all the new changes and policies that Facebook is implementing for Facebook creators. And I think some of these have been long overdue. I think in the next few months, these are going to be a game changer, because as more people get monetized, as we find out exactly what the new requirements are going to be in order to get into the content monetization program, I think these are going to be way easier to handle in terms of demonetization and violations and all this stuff that Facebook creators have been struggling with over the past few years. And if you want to see how you can make even more money with Facebook, Facebook has now released new bonuses, which you can find out more information by going to this video right here. I'll tell you all about it and how you can take full advantage of these bonuses. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.